Hi, this is Kim Pinkney, and welcome to my channel. I'm just trying to sort out my sound here. For some reason, I can't hear squat. Make sure everything is on, and I didn't know why. Let's see. Yeah, speakers are going. I don't know. It's not playing. Why are you not playing music? I don't know. Anyway, today I wanted to go ahead and begin drawing Janelle Monae. Up there it is. Woo-woo. Okay. And I'm going to draw her as a traveling minstrel, and her weapon is also going to be her instrument. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch out the pose that I have in mind. Yeah, she's not going to be in the midst of any battles or anything like that, or at least not in this particular pose. I saw this pose and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to draw this pose. Yeah, I like the idea of Divas, this Dungeons and Divas, where our musicians are Dungeons and Dragons characters. And I liked how the one for Rihanna turned out. It definitely exceeded any kind of expectations I had. And you know, and sometimes it's just from being guided by the music that'll do it to you. You just get kind of caught up, and the pen starts to go, and what can you do? What can you do? So, trying to make sure that, let's see, we'll do it this way. Just trying to keep in mind where her hips are going. The legs are going to be like right here. It's like, yeah, I play music, but I'll kick your ass too. Don't cross me and do not short pay me. So I can either play this thing or pop you over the head with it. Okay. Let's see, we'll make it a little bit bigger. And we'll try to bend her a little bit more. Because I love these S-curves. Gotta have some S-curves here. And watch me wake up tomorrow and go, oh no, I need to do it a different way. Like I did with the Rihanna one. I'm like, oh dog. Let's see. We'll have maybe one leg up and the other one down to give her some stability here. So this is basically the kind of pose that I want to use. And I'm wondering, do I want to make it more extreme by maybe putting this leg here, put it on a skull? Kind of make her in the realm of Taylor the Swift, who's a bard that travels along, and this was inspired by a D&D group that I was with. And I love the character so much that I thought that you know, I should adopt the genre here with these little divas here kicking butt. Now I need to throw an alignment on some of these guys once I get in there. And you know, some of us we hate to see our favorite singer as a bad guy or chaotic. Or neutral. Neutral's cool. I think she'd be neutral good. Let's see. Okay, so here's the head. She's going to be looking back at us. Sneak up on me in this questionable dungeon here. So yeah, maybe I'll throw her in a dungeon. You know, maybe she was contracted to play music for a horde. And, you know, you got to make your way to the stage, and they're not making it any easy. So let me see if I can find my pose here. Make sure I got it right. Okay, so this hand right here is like this, and then it comes, the Kora comes in front of it. And of course we're going to throw some magic onto it, because reasons. Okay, so this is basically what I want to do with her. And since Janelle has very long braid, I'm going to put a long braid going down her back here. Very long, very thick. And we've definitely got to get her the hat. Okay, so let's go ahead and move in. I'm going to go ahead and drop the opacity. And this is just pretty much my guide, all these squiggly lines and whatnot. Everything's subject to change without notice. And we'll drop it down a little further. Okay, there we go. We'll get on this layer right here. And we'll just go ahead and play with black here. I'm going to go ahead and use my soft brush, because I like how it reminds me a lot of a pencil. If I'm really soft and gentle with it, it gives me like very soft, subtle lines. And then I can always go hard and get that darker, more solid line. I think it's pretty versatile. And then once I'm ready to do any shading and stuff like that, I can do that as well with the same brush. Make this a little bigger so we can see. I'm going to make this a little thinner. Now this is not the first time I've drawn Janelle Monae. I did one where I was coloring her with Crayola crayons, or it's a Crayola pencil. And then there's a video on my channel somewhere. Probably in the Crayola area. Yeah, I definitely need to clean up my videos. I've got a whole bunch of videos all over the place, and they need to be, ever since this big changeover. Give her a little bit of light in her eye here. Give her the eyebrow shape. Now that'd be crazy to have, like, you're giving a performance and the next thing you know you've got like these adventurers coming to rob the place, or maybe she's like the distraction. And someone's maybe coming up behind her. We'll see how that works for us. So like while the party is out plundering, she's distracting the horde with her music. how fast I can go because I only got about an hour to do this. Let's see. Yeah, let's step it up, Kimberly. And I think I'll use the music as a guide. So like when this song ends, I should be on to something completely different. Let's get her nose in there. Let's see, and since she's non-binary, I'm wondering if that makes a difference with how she would dress. And I'd like to bring a little bit of her aspect into the character here. Okay, let's hurry up. Music has ended. Usually her lips are a bit parted. And I apologize, I wasn't in the stream, but now I am. Let me pop back in. There we go. Perfect. So if you guys happen to say anything, I can catch you. All right. Now, to learn Procreate and how to use a lot of the tools and stuff, I did watch a lot of videos, you know, like all these little helpful, you know, this is this and this is that type of thing in the video. But ultimately, it comes down to what you're comfortable with. Let me close this window out. I'll zoom in on this picture so I can see her a little bit better. Yeah, I just think Janelle is very beautiful, and I gotta figure out how to get Megan the stallion in there. Oh, you know, it'd be crazy if she was like either if she was a centaur because she loves to show her rump, or riding on a horse. You know, gotta get the stallion part in. Gotta. And she's got a lot of fun looks as well. Now I'm not sure if I captured Janelle just right, so I think maybe once I have some color on her, it'll start to look a little bit more like her. See, my son is going to be here visiting this weekend, so the computer is pretty much going to be occupied by him until he finally falls asleep, and then I can hop on again. But even then, I'll probably be a little quiet. So, some of this might be done off screen, but you're not really missing too much. There's, let's see, my eyes are like massive. What I love about this is I don't have to redraw them. I can just make it a little bit smaller. We'll freeform it. Great tools. Let me just move it over a bit. And then, but yeah, I think the best way to learn this is go ahead and watch a couple videos until you kind of get the gist of what you need to do or how to go about it. And then, you know, use the tools that make you happy. If you feel like you need a whole bunch of other brushes to get things done, or just work with what you've got so far, and if it's not working for you, learn how to play with them. There's videos on that. And every now and then I might tweak a brush or two, but I'm pretty happy with what I've got. And it's funny, a lot of them, a lot, especially the ones that are trying to sell their brushes, will put down the brushes that come with the program, even though they're pretty powerful. I think a lot of these brushes are very good. Like I could use the hairbrush. I use this one a lot. I use it in the eyes for those who have light colored eyes. You can really see the stuff in that. Like doing anything with the hair, you make it a little bit bigger and change the brush. Sometimes you got to tap it more than once. Okay, it's on the brush, and it only come up if it's a certain size. But you can get really beautiful textures. Because what I do is I'll use the brush and get the eyebrows on. And we'll do it on this side too. And then I'll just go ahead and bring it down a bit and shape them. Just kind of tame those wild brows. That way she doesn't look like Bert from Bert and Ernie on Sesame Street. You can also use it for like eyelashes too if you really want to get some like super thick eyelashes. And then sometimes I'll use it inside of an eye just to get like, you know, that let me see if I can get this bigger, like the texture, like the cones and rods and cones. But it works better when it's larger. Just because I'm zoomed in doesn't change the brush. Okay. I don't think I need that much lash on these. I can always be small here and just kind of give it what I need as well. Let's see, her lips are like slightly parted. And they're not nearly this thick. Just trying to find anything that would help me make her look like herself here. Not quite. It's this part I'm having a problem with. Her chin's not that big. Kind of whittle it down a bit. Oops. Let me get on the other layer. Yeah, she doesn't have like super pronounced cheekbones. Very subtle. I think that'll work. All right. Let's see if we can get the rest of the body in. I think I need to move the nose a bit. Maybe just this part. And I think the placement is okay. Let's see. I think that'll work. Okay. Good enough for government work. Okay, let's get the rest of the body going. Oh, gotta put a hat on her. Let's see. I'm gonna merge these guys down. Let's see, I think it was, no, it goes this way, and that selects them as a group. And then I'm going to bring it down some. That way I can get a nice hat on her. Okay, let's see, I'm trying to decide, do I want to bring her ear in a little bit more? Let me see if she's the 5 eyes wide in this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 of these eyes right here. 1, 2, so this one needs to come in a little bit, because it should be like this eye apart. We'll move this one. See if that's about right. Almost. A little bit more. And yeah, so about right there. And about 6 of this eye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to move the ear about like right in this area. There we go. Try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little bit more. Okay. Good enough for government work. Okay. Let's see. So when that changes, this will change as well. Oh yeah, the hat. Now I want to put very flamboyant hat on her, and I also want to have this pin here. And then I'll have like maybe some African feathers coming out of this pin. Oops, let's see. There was a hat that I had seen that looked really super cute. There we go, I found it. No. There he is. Okay. It has like a square top right here. And because Janelle is, one of her trademarks that I've noticed was that she has, she likes to wear black and white. I don't know if that was just a style thing that she had worn before, but I thought that was really super cool. So a lot of minstrels are, you know, the fantasy minstrels are very colorful, very flamboyant. But if she was colorful, well, flamboyant with her black and white, that would be freaking awesome too. Okay. And then we'll have feathers. Let's see, so this part right here, this is folded over, and this part is flat. Okay. We'll throw a band in there. And then we'll throw a big ponytail here. Kind of give a hint of, give it a nice fat feather, and have that kind of dip a bit. Okay, let's get her body in there. Now, one of the ways that I saw a video where a person was creating braids, and the way she described it is that you're kind of making the Y shape. Let me see if I can start it off better. Let me make this a little bigger. This kind of shape here, and they kind of like overlap a bit, and you just keep doing that. Like, it'll be about this big and curling, so kind of do this, make a line, kind of intersect it a bit, make another line, intersect it. And I'm going to taper it down a bit. And then you just try to bring the little connections here. Alrighty, and then I'm going to give some texture to her hair. by using one of the other brushes here. I'm going to use like the oil pastel or the splatter, and that gives that rough hair texture, natural kinky texture, I think. And I'm going to leave a little bit of spots for highlight. So I'm going to start off with black. Make sure my brush is small enough so that I don't make too much of a mess. And the black part will go on the very bottom, and we're assuming that the light's going to hit it from this direction. So I'm just going to put all the light on the bottom, close to the part, you know, where they kind of come together here. And then another way of another texture that I like using is again the hair texture brush. This is the short hair. This is really good for like fur. And then you got the fine hair one. And I'm going to turn this to a little bit of a gray. Let's see, I like the blue gray. And I'm just going to gently tap. I'm going to make it a little bigger because it's easier to see the strands better when it's a bigger brush. So a little bit of this just to show the direction that the hair is going in. I'm going to go a little bit into black. Let me hit that. There we go. And you can also kind of wiggle it a bit, and that gives it also another bit of texture. And I'm just kind of making like little round shapes here, and that also gives that similar texture to that brush that I was just using. And then I can also use a bit of the gray. It may be a little bit of the white here. Just a little bit of that white highlight. Wherever you think that the light is hitting it. And I'm going into the highlight a bit, just trying to muddy it up a bit so it's not like super shiny, but more like a softer reflection, or a softer, you know, of the highlight getting reflected off of black. And to add variance, you can always add some color into it. Yeah, as a coloring page, I'd probably leave this, I'd probably maybe put some hints of the black in there. I'll make this into like a little curly ball here. Make this a little bigger. It's kind of like a little puff ball. Yeah, this brush works the best when it's big, but it's not always efficient at that such large size. Like if you're doing a giant portrait or a big portrait, it works pretty well, and you just need to just kind of bring it down to size here. You can always use some of the strands to give it some variance too. Trim it a little bit. Give her a little bit of a kitchen back here. Let's see, we'll make this a little bigger. You can see the texture a little bit better. Alrighty. Let's see if we can get that pose solidified here. Let's see, and I think for giggles, I'm going to put some extra little strands of different little braids and whatnot in here as well. Yeah, I think I'll do that right here. I'm going to make some little tracks here. Oops. Thin. And just do the same thing. And since this is like close to her scalp, go ahead and drag some of that down. Now this area is going to be like wicked small, barely be able to see it. And since it's pulling her hair and making like I'm going to put like little strands of the hair being gathered. There we go. Coming down. And in between the two of these right here. So like this will be the skin, and then this will be the hair parted. So she's got like hints of braids there. And if I was really cute and had the time, I could put like little braids in to make up one big braid, but maybe another time. Okay, let's see. And then I'll probably put some little braids somewhere around here. Okay, so let's see if we can get her hands in here. We got our knuckles going on. Now the Kora, it looks like a big guitar, but it's classified as a harp, or the equivalent of a harp, and it's got you know how like I think I don't know if they're called keys, but the little things that hang off the sides to tighten, you know, the strings and gives them their unique sounds. They go all the way down. So it's like that on the instrument. That's her back arm right here that I'm working on. And I think what I'll do is I'll make her weapon or her instrument just a little sharp in certain spots here. Let me make this a little bigger. His arm is kind of awkward. Let's see. Trying to decide, do I want to bring it in more? Or do I want to bring it down? Let's see. So I'm thinking that the distance between here should be the same as the distance between the shoulder and here. So I'm going to put something here. I'm going to make this kind of bulbous. So now I want her outfit to kind of reflect her travels as well as a bit of her native lands. And maybe a hint of armor of some sort, but decorative. So like maybe something here. Let's see, I'm trying to see if this hand is a little too small. All right. So we'll put little eyelets here and just kind of have let's see, this would be the back of her arm, wouldn't it? Let's see, we'll just leave it like that. And we'll have this be like what was her name? Snow White, how she has like these little alternating colors. I think it's like blue and red. That would be like blue and red strips, but black and white in this case. But, hey, let's see. I guess to add a little bit of interest, I think I'll twist them a bit. Okay, and then this will be on the outside. And I wanted it, the bell-shaped part of it to be like on her hip. We'll give her an open back because that's kind of hot. See, so her hip, it'll be about like right in here. And she'll be wearing pants. Right now she's just wearing a belt. All right, erase a bit. Let's see, and we'll maybe crisscross, or let's see, we'll put and then we'll just have like some alternating ribbons or whatnot coming this way. Just kind of wrapping around this band here. Okay, and that was a feather. Let's get some color in here so we can get rid of this background. Alrighty, we'll make another layer. Oh, shoot. I don't know why it's still group. Shouldn't be grouped. Okay, make another, oops. Only need one so far. Okay, so Janelle's skin tone. Let me move this over a bit. Yeah, one of the other tips that YouTubers give as far as creating skin tones and things like that is they don't sample from the actual picture that they're using as a source image. I've seen other YouTubers do that, the ones that trace, and you know, they trace very well. They're like very beautiful work. But those of us who don't, you know, we need to eyeball it and even give it like a little thought. So, let's see, I don't want it to be that high. So like, is she outside? Is she inside? Is she, you know, just giving it different ideas. Let's see, let me bring that down. There we go. So this is like, this will be like the undertone. And then let's throw some brown, but with some reddish coloring into it. We'll bring it this way and we'll drop down the opacity just a bit. So the more I tap, the darker it'll get. Of the red here. Let's see if we can capture her likeness. Okay, so like another in-between tone. Let's see, I want a darker tone, a little less red, a little more brown. And then I'm going to make my brush a little smaller and just kind of take care of the shadows, the shadowy areas. Now I want to put some sort of earring on her. Haven't decided what kind yet. If you're working from source images, see if you can keep your source images all in the same lighting. Like I work from source images, and in order to keep you know, the likeness of the characters and whatnot like that, I have to keep the similar lighting. So what I do is I'll keep the lighting that I see on Janelle and just apply it all over. So it looks like the light is hitting it pretty hard face on right here. And it might be top down. So she's got like some highlights here. Go ahead and give her some white in her eyes here. Bring that up a bit. I'm going to drop that. I'm going to put the white on a different layer. Now she's also got some peach in her skin too. So let's see, it's about a bit of that off color, but more with a little bit of reddish yellow, about like right there. Make that a little bigger. This is all highlights. More of that reddish brown. And I'm going to use my smudge tool and just mess it all up. I need to bring it down a bit. And just kind of get all my colors to kind of blend a bit into each other. Dun, 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 dun. And pop that in. Drop the opacity just a bit so it's not like overwhelming from the get-go. Bring this down a bit. I'm just going to soften this up a bit. Soften some of the highlights. Her lips are really, they look kind of pink to peach. Let's see, we'll try a little bit of the pink, maybe a bit pale in certain spots. So like right here, bring the opacity back up so we can see it a little bit better. Just about like right there, and then it comes back down to maybe about a caramel color. Maybe about, still brown, but like a palish type brown. So we'll bring that down a bit. And just around the edges here. And I see that color about like in this area too. Bring that up a bit, make it softer. And make that a little harder. Bring that up a bit. And do her nostril here. And her nostril is not coming off as like jet black type of thing. Try to think of nostrils as shadows. They are holes in the nose so you can breathe. I'm going to soften that line up a bit. Instead of thinking of like a big pig hole with a little circle in it, and then even in shadows there are some reflective lights. So like this is light, and then there'll be a corresponding dark. And the shadow is not that hard, so I'm going to soften it up a bit. And maybe make it a little bit more transparent. See, and a lot of this is controlling the brush and how much it comes out, how much color comes out. If you don't want like a whole bunch of color to come out and make things too dark, bring it down, your brush opacity down. Oops, you can't even see the little side there. But yeah, you bring your brush opacity down, and that'll allow you to bring out another color on top of the other color. And you kind of join them together. Let's see, so this right here is just a little too dark, so I'm going to lighten that up. I'm going to use my white just a little, and that soften it. But I also want to use that reddish brown that I've got. Okay, I got about 20 minutes, maybe less. I didn't move fast enough. Sorry. Okay, and I want to get a little bit of red. I'm going to bring my brush size up a bit, and that'll soften it. And then my opacity is down to like 17. And that way the red that I apply is going to be very subtle. Make sure it's red. Okay. Just want that reddish tone. It's coming out very softly. And just wherever I think that it needs a bit of that reddish tone, I'm going to apply it. Oops, my brush is a little too big. And then I'm going to smudge it a bit into the bottom layer. And I'm just going to lead some of that red into each other here. Same with the brown and the pink. I'm going to kind of almost blend them away. Sad. Okay. And it's just anything that you want to kind of be the dominant color. You want to take that and move it into where you want it to dominate. It's like, say I have too much of this here and I want more of this here. I'm going to bring this into it. and it just kind of moves back the other color. And then I make a judgment call, do I need to add more color, you know, more variance. Like right here, I probably want to put more of that brown tone in here. I want this one definitely to be darker here. She's got more of a forehead than I gave her. That's all right. Keep going here. Whoops. No erase, no erase. Okay. And we'll just bring some of these colors in to the back side here. And the fun part is putting it everywhere else. Hopefully, yeah, this history is awesome. It's a great feature that they've added recently into this program, where you can see the brushes that you used in the past. So I can come back and pretty much, oops, and grab that and almost imitate exactly how I, you know, with the colors that I have here, instead of trying to sample them somewhere else. Another thing that I like to do is just like take from whatever I have already. And build those tones up. There you are. I'll take a little bit of that darker tone. Now I'm just going to smudge my stuff together. Also, wherever my line work is, let me move this guy out. I don't know why it creates these groups. It's annoying. But it is what it is. Let's see. So I have that on the outside. And what I want to do is I want to kind of blend my lines in with what I've got here currently. And that softens them up, but I didn't merge them. Let me merge you guys. There we go. And that'll do it. And I'll just bring more of this reddish brown into her skin here. See, I want this side to be a little darker because the hair is here. So we'll get a darker brown. This will work. We'll even go a little darker. And we'll just kind of blend some of these tones together. Let's see, I think I want more of the highlight here. So I'm just kind of pushing that highlight where I want it, and I'll even make it a little brighter. Okay, and then we'll just blend some of these tones here. Now I'm kind of imagining her inside of a cave type of thing, so I want her to take on a little bit of the hue of whatever color's in there, like a deeper, darker gray or something like that. So I'm going to play a little bit with the grays here. And have that go into her skin a bit. Let's see if we'll even move it to blue. Give it a little bit of a bluish tone. It's like it's kind of dirty there, just a little. And the blue should contrast a little bit with the brown and the red that's in her skin here. Let's go more here. Whoops. Let's bring it back from here. Put a little bit here. A little bit of warmth, a little bit of coolness. There we go. And I want to give her some sort of like African tramp stamp or something like that. We'll give her a rune down there. Let's see, I was looking up some symbols and I see one that I really like. Let's see, we'll make this black. And I think I'll use a harder brush for the tattoo. And you know what? Maybe I'll have it light up. Maybe that would be kind of cool. Simply because maybe it senses danger or something like that. Yeah. I like this light pen too, so this gives me an excuse. I'm going to put it on a different layer. That way I can duplicate it if I need to. Let's see. I think I want it to light up maybe bluish. Oops, my pen's just a little big. And I'm a sucker for swirls. Ooh, let's have it light up red. That way we know it's danger. Let's see. Let's try that. Like, I know what this means. Someone's booing me somewhere. Let's see. Let's see. And then I was going to duplicate it. And then I'm going to flip vertical. And then I'm going to distort it so that it fits on her body a little bit. It's like two booties together. You're in trouble, girl. Watch your ass, watch your ass. Let's see. Alright, it's like, ooh, my tramp stamp sense is tingling. Okay, now I want some runes on her back too. Let's see. Do I want it there? Or do I want, let me get back on this layer here. All right. Blazing red. Let's see if there's anything else that would look cool. I'm looking at an African rune pack here. That's tight. Okay, hold on. Crap. It's about time for me to get going. Let me see. There we go. Let's see, maybe not that. Well, okay. A lot of semicircles and those are geometric shapes. Let's see. And just go right up her spine. We'll do the X-Men symbol with little spikes on it. We should have a musical note or two. Okay, the danger is real. The danger is real. Danger, danger. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. See, if these are lit up, you're too close. Type of thing. Okay. All right, so from here on out, I'll probably be working on, you know, different designs and stuff like that. And maybe put her in a cave. Or maybe I'll have like a crowd of faces watching her, and then put more detail and whatnot in there. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and do the replay for those who aren't able to sit through like a 2-hour freaking video. And then after that, I may see you on Monday, and if I'm lucky, I'll see you this weekend. Again, thanks so much for watching and catching the stream. And I hope this inspires you guys to reach for your dreams and pull out whatever you want that will make a little bit of magic in your lives. This is Dungeons and Divas. I guess at this point it's just inspired by Janelle Monae. And for those who weren't here at the very get-go, this is me drawing Janelle Monae as a minstrel who travels, and she is putting out music, and someone's coming up behind her. So she's also an adventurer. And she's going to have like runes on her back that'll show, you know, that there's danger afoot. And so right now she is assuming, I guess, a pose getting ready to fight. Yeah, and that's where we are so far. And, you know, like, I didn't have any real idea of how I wanted this to look. It's just as the music's playing, this is just as I'm going. It all could change. Like my Rihanna one, it definitely changed from what it initially started. So we'll see where the fates lead us. But I really wanted to, try to do more of a cartoony look. But I went back into doing, I guess, my regular style, which is semi-realistic, I guess. Um, yeah, at first I was going to have her have a bare arm, but then I'm like, no, 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 no. She's a minstrel. Throw clothes on the chick. As flamboyant and interesting looking as possible. But her colors are going to be black and white, so I'm going to play that up on here. And also see if I can get her likeness a little bit more. All right, there we are. All right, you guys, I will see you when they free you, and take care. Bye-bye.